Alright, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna get into this really quick. There is gonna be a difference in the message. Normally I just kind of let spirit give us whatever, but I'm feeling compelled to make this reading have a theme. And the theme revolves around, what do you do when you want to explore, you want to go, you want to move, you just want to do stuff, you want to move your body, you want to see something new, be something new. What do you do when you're kind of like confined physically? Do you go somewhere in your mind? Do you move towards a canvas? What do you do, essentially? All right, Spirit, dear Most High, as we come before you today, I just want to thank you on behalf of the collective for all the protection and provision you place in our paths each and every single day. At this time, I ask that you use me as a channel for a message that is clear and speaks to the hearts of the collective. I draw our intention and attention towards binding up and casting out all cantankerous tongues, monitoring spirits and evil eyes. Give us today our daily bread. I'm just playing, but not really. Yeah, big up the ancestors, the angels, archangels, ascended masters, and all light beings here for the highest good of the collective. Forgive me if I forgot to say anything, but with all these things I say, claim, maintain, conjure, proclaim, amen, ashe, ase. Okay? What do you do when you can't, when you want to move but you can't, you feel like you can't really move? So what I'm seeing here with the our first line, we have the Hierophant in the reverse, we have the Two of Swords in the upright, the Knight of Cups in the upright. Essentially, in the most generic way, what Spirit is saying right now is, what do you do when you need to move, you want to move, but you feel like you can't move? Essentially, you have to break a habit, a tradition of some sort. This comfortable space where you're like in a routine with something and you're used, you kind of have to break out of the system or cycle that's holding you back from thinking that you cannot move. Seeing beyond the physical. You're being asked to, the reason why you're kind of like going through that polarizing situation, if you will, is you're being asked to make a decision, to explore something new, to satisfy or quench your thirst for adventure, quench your thirst for a higher love, spontaneity. What's this Knight of Cups here? Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So there's a need, like, don't expect the like don't expect to have some sort of genie in the bottle when we're thinking about the Hierophant, or we're thinking about our spiritual teams and our ancestors. The divine, it's not like as you say something or you're manifesting something, is going to fall into your lap immediately, at least not most of the time, and a lot of people can attest to that. So it's just about having the patience to understand that success is underway. You will reap the fruit of your labor and your harvest. I meant harbor what? Well, yeah, just exert some strength and sit in patience. Wait. Like, yes, make the decision, but wait and see what happens. Can you show me the collective, Spirit? The Queen of Wands, okay. I'm getting, with the Judgment card just flying out here for a second, it's like you are already like a person sitting in self-assurance and confidence, right? But as this question is posed, what you're being called, like the authority that you're being called to step into, is also being able to utilize that confidence to make the right decision. And that confidence is asking you to essentially take a risk, right? It's not about doing what is familiar and what would essentially be holding you back from this leap into faith, this leap into something new, right? To see this ram, goat, fish, whatever the hell that is. Yeah, just being called to make this decision for yourself. Like, yes, you're waiting, but you're waiting for life to do its part, not necessarily like you're looking for somebody else to guide you like a dog. Like, no, you got this. At this point in your life, like, especially because I would say the magnitude of the question may not be, it doesn't call for the divine to like truly step in and like control every single aspect of it. You have some power in this situation to do the right thing, and they trust you to make the right decision for you. And even if your first decision isn't the best decision, you'll get there, right? Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups, 10-10. Eight of Cups. Okay, yeah. So again, with the Ten of Swords here, it's just, you know, it's easier said than done a lot of the time. Oftentimes it's a lot easier said than done to actually create the momentum for change to flow in and out of your life, for you to evolve smoothly. It's normally not what happens. There are bumps in the road, and that's how it's designed, but understand that you have the capability to move out of, to move away from the tendency to hit every single bump in the road. Sure, when it's like a brand new lesson and it looks like there's that's subjective. I'm gonna leave that alone. But essentially what I'm seeing here is just you're gonna be moving out of this resistance to change energy and start to accept and feel satisfaction with where the universe, where the divine is leading you to go and to be. And it's gonna bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. I like how on this card, the Eight of Cups, it says we don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents. And see how the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups, they have these mountains on them. So it's like, yeah, you're going from one mountain to the next, from one mission to one test to the next. So really enjoy the journey. Double confirmation, we have another Two of Swords. So yeah, it's time to make a decision or compromise. And sometimes that compromise is finally not going against the current, flowing with the tide, letting the moon pull you in and push you back. Sometimes you're not going to be with the rest of your body, like the ocean, the tide. Sometimes you have to come a little further into shore. You have to show yourself to a new audience or whatever that might mean to you. And it might revolve around your purpose. I don't really take jokers anymore because it's really about how I see the card, and I just want to channel. I'm not trying to do mental math, mental gymnastics, you know? Three, two, one on the clock. Five of Cups. Yeah, so I'm seeing, because it kind of fell by the Eight of Cups, I'm getting this image of you, collective. Maybe you would feel slightly abandoned or unsure about abandoning these old timelines, these old habits, if you will, right? Because they're so familiar to you. It's like, I'm gonna give you an example. Say you have an estranged relationship with a parent, right? But this parent has inflicted basically all of your trauma onto you, the reason why you're as dysfunctional as you are. But you know it's time to separate, to leave the nest, if you will, to at least heal yourself, not just traumatize other people, but like, it's time for you to heal. And the only way for you to heal something is to not be actively picking the scab and digging deeper, but rather like actually letting it heal, giving it some TLC, whatever that may be for you. And so But when it is time for you to finally cut the cord or move on, you might feel like, oh my gosh, am I making the right decision here? Like, oh, this is my parent, you know, I only have them. I'm not gonna like redo the process and slide out of somebody else's womb. But it is necessary for you to cut this cord. So I would say don't really pay too much attention, or with this circumstance in particular, don't prioritize your emotional reactions or responses. Like, yes, keep them in mind, but don't let them dictate how you move forward, because it might truly hold you back here and make this 10 of Swords a lot worse. Like, this might become a whole Tower moment that it doesn't need to be, when you could just transition, close the cycle, 10-10, right? Complete this mission and move into your 10 of Cups. So Spirit, what does the collective have to look forward to upon making this decision, if they make the right decision? Actually, if the collective makes the right decision for themselves, what do they have to look forward to? We got the Knight of Wands, so maybe like a free-spiritedness, like a weight might be lifted off of you per se, especially creatively. Like, you might have more energy to put into your work and to prioritize your dreams and see them fruitify, right? There's less vilifying of yourself. You're giving yourself a little bit more grace to be the bad guy in certain instances, right? Or the villain in somebody else's story, so that you can finally be your own hero, be your own savior, right? What will happen now if the collective doesn't make the right decision for themselves? If they get stuck. We have the Three of Cups here. So even if you don't exactly make the right decision, actually, let me get another one for this. Queen of Pentacles. One more, Spirit. Okay, Eight of Wands. So, two ways I'm seeing this. First of all, if you don't necessarily make the right decision in this right now, it's not the end of the world. Period. Point blank, period. But how I was seeing this Three of Cups first is that you'll still have, like, basically you'll still have other things to be proud of and to be appreciative of. However, you are going to make, whether you like it or not, what I'm seeing here, whether you like it or not, you're going to make the right decision with this. Now, if you can't do it yourself, if you can't free yourself, you will be freed with the love and support of friends, of ancestors, of angels, right? They might send in a Queen of Pentacles, which is like a very resourceful and fertile feminine energy. This could be male or female. They could send in somebody to assist in this cycle breaking, because it does need to happen. But they could also be crafting you into, no, you're the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so they might be sending in some help. This might be a friend of yours who's going to make sure you have the incentives to let this thing go that's not serving you. What else, Spirit? Because I'm seeing that the collective, you are in more of a passion-based energy and a fiery energy, which is very creative. It's very intuitive, and it works for you. However, you might need the help of like a more grounded individual, as we see the Queen of Pentacles in Earth energy. Yeah, Nine of Wands. You just might need a little help, right? To persist. Okay. I don't know if I have anything else for you guys. I'm gonna pull one message and close out. Yeah. Oh, Queen of Pentacles again. I see that clear as day. Yeah. So they may be sending in a mature woman, potentially a marriage of convenience, in the desire for success. So there is a desire externally and internally for you to win, for you to prevail, for you to be prosperous and make it through and be transformed. So it's gonna happen one way or another. I also see the Five of Wands, which deals with the Mars and Scorpio. Yeah, I'm getting this might be you, in the sense of like you, I know I mentioned you being intuitive, but that can be coupled with impulsivity, right? Right here it's talking about instinctive and uncontrolled reactions, or an irrepressible sensuality, which is fiery at times. Yeah, that definitely sounds like the Queen of Wands. But all in all, you've got this. You have the spirit of a warrior to fight. You just might need a little bit more help and guidance to really make it through. All in all, it's nothing to worry about. It's going to play out the way that it's supposed to play out. You just show up every day as your best self and continue to try and declare happiness over your life and over your journey. All right, peace.